Tinnitus is very, very common. As GPs, you'll know that. People coming in saying all sorts of sounds in the ears. And the first thing to ascertain as a GP is it bilateral or unilateral? Most commonly, it's bilateral. If it is unilateral, try and ascertain, is there an asymmetric sound exposure cause for it? You know, is somebody shooting and therefore exposing one ear to gunshot sound? Or a common one I've seen actually is in DJs who cue in the next song with earphones just on one ear and therefore expose that ear to a lot more sound than the other, and they get a asymmetric hearing loss and an asymmetric tinnitus. So asymmetric tinnitus, you should refer them straight in because they will need to have a scan and investigations to rule out an acoustic neuroma or a vestibular schwannoma. Somebody with a low level tinnitus and with in the older age of the spectrum, so more likely to have a progressive hearing loss, the first thing is just reassurance, say this is relatively normal, and trying to establish what areas that tinnitus causes problems. So talking to patients, they say often going to sleep, it's fine during the day, there's a lot of noise, it's fine. Lie down in bed at night and it keeps you awake. And in those situations, I just suggest try and find an alternative sound source in the room. So just a radio or just an air conditioner or something that will just take their mind off their own tinnitus so that they don't listen in, because as soon as you start listening into your tinnitus, it gets louder, you get more anxious, and that's normal. And another thing you find with tinnitus is it's the perception of it, how loud it is and how distressing it is, will get worse with pretty much any head and neck symptom. So you get toothache, your tinnitus gets louder. Explaining to patients that's normal, don't worry about it, is vital. But if you do have somebody who does have intractable tinnitus and is just really, really struggling with it, they're the very ones to send in, because we can do a hearing test, and often a simple correction of the hearing test, the hearing loss with a hearing aid will substantially improve the tinnitus. And finally, for those patients who are profoundly deaf, who are really, really troubled by loud tinnitus, the cochlear implantation in those is fantastic. It's almost like a magic wand you can wave and the tinnitus will get better. So there are a load of things we can do for tinnitus. Initially, the more minor ones you can reassure, other ones you may need to correct the hearing loss, but it isn't this sort of black hole where everything is going to be awful.